Welcome everyone to the post Royal Rumble show with your backstage jabronis. Maybe it's just your backstage jabroni. Seems I'm missing somebody. Oh, here's the guy that jumped Braun Breaker. It was you?
What was it? Oh, we're recording? Oh man, this thing is really hot.
WWE, we just gave your storyline
Oh,
away. It was
oh,
Jeremy York from
maybe, or
the
did we?
Backstage Jabronis.
I mean, I could use a shave. I don't know. I kind of might have give too much
Kind of
away
feel
there.
like I kind of feel like the guy that got him at the Royal Rumble had a little less hair than you. Actually, had a lot less hair on his face than you.
Yeah, but how do we know I didn't pull it back or there's some stuff I could have did there.
It was a little bit more blonde too.
Could have been
Maybe you could
great.
have colored it. Maybe you colored it.
One thing I don't do is color this or this. I promise you.
Well, then there you go. It wasn't you,
Or was it?
but you said you don't color it, and his hair was blonde.
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Logan Paul's hair is blonde. I
Yeah,
just it was.
I think we. I bet I think we are in agreement that from the time he come out, I said that's Logan Paul.
So here's what
He looks like him, it acts like him. When he did Seth's move, everything he did told me
he did this
that
here.
it's
He
Logan
did this
Paul.
right here.
Yep,
And
yep.
if
And
and if you
I was like, oh
remember,
no.
when he first had his interactions with the Vision, he did that before he jumped in the ring to fight.
hmm
Yeah. So the wife just got home.
So are we gonna start there? I mean, we're going
Yeah.
backstage Jabronis, as we said. Jeremy York, he's Daniel Snyder. Um, yeah, not a lot to talk about on SmackDown anyway. So let's jump into the Rumble and let's start with the obvious. Let's go with the men's Rumble. That Paul Heyman was really really sideways and really really upset that Adam Pearce said that.
Made Braun be number two.
That
I was wrong. I said
yeah,
he was number one, but he was number two. But pretty much numbers one and
but
number two are the same thing.
no, they're not. Heyman made the argument.
I guess so because
Heyman made the best argument.
yeah, number one can sit there and wait. He can attack number two when he comes in.
You get the high ground. You may
Yeah.
not. Number two may know who number one is before number one knows who number two is, but he has the high ground. He's on top of the mountain first, and he goes, "You got to come to me. I got all the time in the world." Now it didn't matter because
Yeah.
there wasn't much left of Braun Breaker by the time Obafemi got to touch him.
But number one made a lot of sense because Oba has one of the best entrances in WWE. The
Oh
sound, the
yeah,
wall.
he's going to be a star.
Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Um, let's talk about somebody that they ruined. I
Well,
don't think they
we got to finish up that part. All right. So for people who are
Okay, yeah.
under a rock or don't quite know what we're saying, Obafemi comes out one to a great ovation. It gave the crowd a chance to really get behind him, and you could tell he was like, "That's pretty cool. They know who I am." And they sure do. Um, so then Braun Breaker comes out number two, looks royally ticked off. His um, since he's the son of the Gremlin, the dog face Gremlin, I will say his resting Gremlin face. He come out with a resting Gremlin face for sure. He looked like he was going to wreck somebody, and then he got surprised by a guy in similar garb to what I'm wearing that we're pretty sure is Logan Paul, that we predicted could be Logan Paul, could be the one to intercede this, who proceeded to just completely obliterate him and then tossed him in the ring. And Oba seemed to be delighted by it. That's why Oba had the same face and reaction that Brock Lesnar does when that kind of thing happens in front of him. And I keep saying Oba might be the next Brock, the way he is. And so he finally gets him in, and Oba just kind of goes, huh, whoop. And that was the end of Braun Breaker. So then
Nobody
that
seen
moved
that
us.
one coming.
No, we thought the end was where Logan was going to get in Braun's way. We totally forgot about the beginning.
But we did mention that look for Logan and Austin to be secret plants for our buddy Seth.
Yep. I still stand behind that. I still think
100%.
that's 90% the idea. And look, I'll say it again. I said it before we started this show. You guys know the people that tune in each and every week to us talking about this, we're about 80% accurate, if not more sometimes with the things we predict and all. So either A, we're just really good at it, which is probably part of it, or B,
They're
they're
listening
listening
to
to
us.
this show. They're listening to the things we're saying because we say it and it comes true. We're like speaking it into existence, and we're not some sort of soothsayer. We're just coming up with good ideas or the things that the trends that looks like it's going to happen. So you're welcome. If you guys want things to happen, just send them in, drop your comments down below, and we'll mention them on the show. And hey, there's a good chance it'll happen.
So, um, I mean, we could go through and kind of just talk about each person that came out and what happened, but I think it'd
Mm,
be a waste of
hit the
time.
highlight. Hit the highlight.
Yeah.
Who do
So
you want to talk about?
like I was gonna say, I feel like they wasted this guy's introduction to WWE. Nobody over there watches AEW, and it's obvious because
Oh,
Powerhouse Hobbs got absolutely no pop. They should have waited till they were back in the United States. I'm sorry,
well,
Royce Keys. Royce
yeah,
Keys.
that's, yeah. And I like that they said Powerhouse Hobbs and then wipe it away Royce Keys. And you're like, okay, so now we at least know his name. We're not, they
Yes.
didn't just start with Royce Keys and we go, huh? Who is that? And by the time you're looking at your phone and you look up, you go, oh, that's Powerhouse Hobbs. No, he's a big dude. Now
He is.
he's gonna do some good stuff, but yeah,
But they wasted his introduction at the Royal Rumble across seas. That
yeah,
crowd did not know who he was.
no. And
Because
in
if it had
fact,
been done over
that's what I
here,
would do with him. He wasn't. I didn't see him on Raw, but the next time he shows up, SmackDown or whatever, he needs to get in like Nick Aldis's face or as part of a promo to go. You guys tried to cover it up. You tried to bury me. You tried to do all these things. You're going to have to do so much more than that because you can't stop Royce Keith. Say something like that to use it as the fuel to what you're doing. Don't just kind of shrug it off and keep going with what you're doing. Use it that you guys tried to slight me, and you're going to have to do it harder.
yeah, if this would have been in the United States,
Yeah.
it would have been almost the same kind of pop that AJ Styles got when he debuted at the Royal Rumble. It wouldn't have been as
Yeah.
big. You're not going to get as big as a pop as AJ,
No.
because no one's seen that one coming. But it would have been bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Agree.
it was this was a weird Royal Rumble to the point there was a lot of big guys, and they made a mistake in. So I'm going to
There
stand
was a
on my
few.
ground. I've been saying this for the longest. Um, People like to dance. Jay Uso is the Fandango of this generation, and they
Shout
ruined
out Fandango who just hung up the wrestling boots too.
his. Yeah, hung
That
up his.
that dude had a hell of a run.
Yeah. Um, but they ruined the elimination of Brock Lesnar with Jey Uso coming down from the thing. Like nobody's seen it. You heard them
No.
say Cody Rhodes and somebody else, Randy Orton, I think it was. Cody and somebody threw out Brock Lesnar.
Um, it was, hold on. It
Who was it?
was Cody.
Maybe Cody and
Oh, it was Cody and L.A. Knight.
yeah.
Yep. Got
But
my
that
notes for
once
everybody.
again,
For everybody want to know how I knew that. I wrote down who eliminated who. So
once again, we would have known that. I would have known that if I'd have seen it. But I had to try to remember who they
I
said.
saw it like just I all of a sudden I saw Brock get dumped and I was like, what in the world? And then here comes Jey Uso.
I didn't even see him get dumped. I thought the camera was on Jay. I thought they completely missed it almost.
Well, I
Um,
saw it at least on my feed. I did, but I was watching live. So if you watch a replay, I don't know if it changed a camera view or something. Sometimes it does that.
Maybe. And then he gets in the ring and says, "Bro, in the Royal Rumble, man." Like I said, it's it's
But
it's it's I'm
but
so
no,
done.
I'm okay that they did it that time, but
because
what made it the best? I mean, for people can probably have already been seeing that. Yeah, we're definitely wearing this tonight. But what made it best was when this guy, the eventual winner, spoiler alert, the eventual winner, the OTC, comes out and he's looking at Jay. Jay's looking at him, and he just goes like, "Oh, we want to do it again. Oh, you want to do this again? You want to do the cutesy dance again? Oh, yeah, yeah, let's do it." And then almost tosses him out for it. I was hoping he would throw him out. Like he would go to get on the rope again, and he'd just go and knock him over and be like, "Get out of here with that."
so I didn't like that. Um, they
There was some other people
teased
that got covered up in this.
like as somebody that was stupid for what he did, Dragonov. I don't know what he was thinking. Like
Don't either.
that was straight shoot, dude. That was straight shoot. I feel
I
like he
think so.
decided to go after Brock just to, play along, and Brock wasn't having it. And Brock was like, what are you
Well,
doing?"
there's always the rumor that Brock likes when you shoot, you go more shoot than try to be cutesy with things, like to just come at him. Like if those two have probably never been in the ring together,
They
and
haven't.
probably everybody told Dragonov that you know what, just go at him. It's fine. He can take it, and if you don't like it, he'll tag you back, and you'll know okay, back off a little bit. But he went straight at him like a wrecking ball, and Brock looked at him like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he knows so hard to him. Um, what's another things that stood
Uh,
out to me?
Rusev got covered up. Uh,
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu got covered up.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Miz got covered up.
Like it was just like they
Like
did
oh,
nothing.
here comes the Miz, and then a few minutes later, I was like, "Where's Miz? Oh, he's on the floor. What happened?"
Jacob Jacob Fatu had one spot, and that was with the Iron Man of the match,
Uh,
the new Kofi Kingston. Um,
Javon Evans.
yeah, when he tossed him in the air, bro went so high, he
He did.
caught him and back. It was such a nice move.
Yeah, like
It was
he
such a nice.
threw him up and was like, "Where'd he go?" Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it was nice.
hey, but
Evans
nobody gets bouncy like Javon Evans. That dude is bouncy, and
Javon Evans
he's from the
he had it
Carolinas, and
coming
he
out.
cut his teeth here in Georgia too. So we got to claim him.
He had it coming out in this Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Um, I did not expect to see him. And there was no Kofi Kingston type stuff where you're
No, it really
wondering,
wasn't.
one of them type things. Um, Trying to think, the LA Knight used this opportunity to beat up the Vision, and I believe he's the one ended up tossing them all out.
Um,
Um,
Theory and Bronson for sure. Braun was already out. Come on, some Logan. Logan was thrown out. No, no.
Towards
Roman
the end.
threw Logan out
Okay.
towards the end. But once
Um,
again, you got to do
yeah.
your final four, and you're like, okay, this is a good four. This shows us everything we
The
thought.
final four was Logan, Gunther, Roman, and
Randy.
Randy. Okay. I was low key rooting for Logan there.
I, I outside of now, like I said, truth be told, when I said last week, I said it may be a throwaway pick, but Gunther could have a banner night. Gunther had a banner night. He almost won the Rumble, and my number two pick was here, so I'll stick with that. But yeah, there was a bigger part of me than maybe normally would be there that was thinking, what if Logan does pull this off? This could be very, very entertaining.
It would be an interesting storyline because now you have Braun Breaker that wants to be a champion, Logan who has that now
As
chance
the
to be
ticket,
one that has the spot. And then if somehow they was to throw in a Money in the Bank somewhere to where Austin Theory wins that, you got three people in Vision
or
that's
no, what if Theory wins the Elimination Chamber? Just
yeah.
something like that, or Bronson Reed or something, and you're just like, why is everybody getting it? Like just stepping right over Braun Breaker. This is crazy. But
So
I
yeah,
told you that it's a way better story instead of him getting the Willy Wonka golden ticket that he has to back door, side door, or swing in through the rafters. He's going to have to make his own path into this, and it's a way better story if he's chasing than if you just hand it to him.
you talking about Braun?
Yeah,
So we know Roman won. It is what it is. I want to talk a little bit about a couple people that didn't even make an appearance.
Okay.
Um,
And I can explain some of them.
I feel like La Parca should not have been in. That should have been a Finn Balor position. Um,
Or Mr.
I feel
Iguana.
like
I like Iguana. I've met both those guys. They are both
yes.
exceptional human beings.
Well,
They
I feel
were
like
complete
Mr.
filler.
Iguana shouldn't have been in there. I feel like you could have filled that Mr. Iguana position with who there was somebody I had in mind.
There was, yeah, I had somebody too.
Um,
How about Carmelo Hayes? Was he in it?
yeah, that's it. That's who I was thinking about. It was Carmelo Hayes. That's what I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
Carmelo
you're trying to
Hayes
build this
should have
kid.
been.
Between him and Dragunov are really making the
Yeah,
U.S. title mean something. And then he wasn't even on the whole show.
yeah. So, and I mean, for what it's worth, I'm tired. For what it's worth, what about saying his name? He did not appear. Nobody said his name, and you've been low key, and like they've been low key trying to push him too. Um, I
Yeah.
I kind of feel the reason Chris Jericho didn't come is because what I'm
Oh, that's really.
hearing, this is what I'm hearing, is
Mm-hmm.
his injury added days to his contract. That's why he is not away from AEW yet. What is your theory,
It's
Austin
not my
Theory?
theory. It's what he announced.
What do you say?
He announced that he has got a pretty prominent role on like a Netflix or Hulu show. Like he's within the top six of the cast, and all that filming, he has no time to come and wrestle right now. He had it on his
Oh,
X with Twitter. It was something like that because I saw the article and I was like, oh, who come up with a theory here? It's not a theory or a rumor. It's like legit. He's like, yeah, I just don't have time at the moment. I think he's free and clear of his AEW contract. He just he's too busy to come wrestle right now.
he's still on their roster.
They're media people. Look, I love the company. Tony Khan is exceptional. I really like a lot of people involved with that. Their social media team can be lazy sometimes, and so is WWE's. That sometimes somebody could be long gone, and 6 months later they finally take them off the webpage.
And he's torn right now with Fozzy.
Yeah, that too. So he's on tour. I think a world tour, not even a national tour. I think he's on a world tour, and he's filming this show that he's on. That's got like a crazy cast. I
It's
forgot
the
who else
Apple
in it.
TV series.
Apple TV. Okay, it was one of the big ones. I knew that, but he's like the number four or number five biggest name on the show, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, you go do that. Because today there's somebody else they
Um,
left off. Um,
Margot's
yeah,
got money troubles.
yeah,
I wanted to look it up, see what it was.
yeah. I haven't looked into the show much. I just saw that kind of a lot of that, and because everybody was like, everybody wants to know. Well, here's the actual answer from Chris Jericho, and I was like, all right, well, let's read that.
It's got
And by
Nick
the way,
Offerman,
yeah, it's got big names in it.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Nicole
Hmm.
Kidman. Um,
So they're going with former girlfriends of Batman.
right. But so I mean that's why I guess that's why he wasn't there. Also I guess Big E still ain't ready to come back. I was low key hoping he would.
Or KO.
Yeah, or KO or apparently Bianca. She's I'm
I
guessing
think
that
all of
hand
their
injury is way worse
between the two neck injuries for the guys and the finger injury with her, I just don't think they're healed enough to be where they can.
because that if you think about it in a Royal Rumble match, you got to be prepared to be thrown over the top. If you fall weird, that's messing up your neck. If you can't grab the ropes or stop yourself from falling, that's messing up your hand. That's big injuries.
And
So I
where's
mean that makes
Jimmy?
sense. He might be being with his wife. I hope everything's good with the baby.
I mean,
Um,
maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's on parental leave or something like that. But it's been like 3 weeks of like just Jay parading around with the tag titles, and you're like, "Where's your brother?"
But why put the belts on them if they're not going to be competing? So that was weird. We have a lot of old tag teams. Something we didn't mention last week. This is a little bit off subject.
Yeah.
Chapo now. I think his name Thomas, whatever his name is. Chapo, that was part of DYI, is now in AEW.
Oh, Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah,
Ciampa.
he's now.
Ciampa.
Yeah, he's now in
Yeah.
AEW, and he is
He's the TNT champion.
he is cutting some hardcore promos against WWE. Like,
I'll
because
have to catch those. I have not seen those.
they did not like it's something where somebody was talking about how his shirt that he was wearing in WWE, it was "Don't call my friend a jackass" or some shit.
Yep.
And
It's the
and
last one he was wearing, yeah. Or no,
and
don't call me a jackass.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Johnny Gargano
And
was wearing one, don't call my friend a jackass.
yeah. And we're here in AEW where he's got a legit, like, I'm a earth beater type stuff. Like,
Sure.
WWE's been known to drop the ball on some good performers.
And I mean, he had a great NXT run. I think once they got to the main level, they just didn't have they couldn't come up with anything good. And it's not his fault. It's their fault, but in the process,
I don't understand.
it just
How do you
didn't work.
That happens to so many people. How do you drop
Yes.
the ball from NXT to WWE? Just continue to do what you're doing in NXT with them. I don't
Well,
understand how that.
I think the answer is simple. Instead of the Raw and SmackDown writing staff asking Chat GPT what the next storyline should be, they should ask Chat GPT how they keep dropping the ball and have no idea what they're doing when NXT does. Maybe use some
Yes.
NXT people on Raw and SmackDown, because clearly it's not working. At some point, you had Freddie Prinze Jr. and his storylines were making sense. Maybe bring him back in. They keep using
I liked
these.
Freddie Prinze.
Yeah. If you go back and see the era he was a part of, there was some interesting stories going on there. But it's just, I mean, why not bring me and Daniel in? We're a lot cheaper than Freddie Prinze Jr. And we both like
100%.
Scooby Doo. So, I mean, we got that in common. So,
Yes.
But that's what it is I think the writers in NXT, they write NXT like an independent show, even though it's not. They write it like an indie show, and that's why it has the flow it does, and that's why the interactions and the way the things are. And they get to Raw and SmackDown, and they're trying to make everything into the next, 4.5 hour Lord of the Rings sequel or something like that. And you're like, just make a good moment.
I would almost pick somebody, like, if you know who your next NXT person that's going to be on the main roster is going to be. Let's use Oba for an instance, for
Okay.
example. We know Oba's coming up. Now we're getting together. Who are we going to be putting him against? Let's say we're putting him against KO. We know that once we gets up there, him and KO are going to have a little thing. Instead of bringing him up there and having him clash with KO, let's have KO come down to NXT to gap that. And then now Oba's.
Yeah, KO can be doing guest commentary, and Oba happens to just walk in front of him, and they just get this little interaction like, I don't know what the hell he's looking at right now, but he needs to look somewhere else.
And it could be like that week they have a little interaction, and then that following Monday or that following or whatever show they're on, like, you don't bring them up
in the
yet.
Royal Rumble, they run into each other after they just had a small dust up, and now there's something between them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't bring him up yet on the next main show. Have the broadcasters just kind of plant the seed in a manner of, oh yeah, KO was down there and he ran down in NXT and he ran into Oba and they had a little run into. And then on the next NXT, KO's down there again, and this time it's something big. And then that's when you bring him up. It's so easy. You could do that with every single person that you're bringing up, because they don't bring people up all the time.
No.
So
they don't.
I mean, it is what it is. They dropping the ball.
It's going to be treated different now. There's not official call-ups, and there's not a draft anymore. They move people how they need to with supposed contracts and stuff. I like it better that way. I mean, the drafts were fun and the call-ups were fun, but just, if Javon Evans suddenly shows up on Raw and him and Kofi Kingston have a 5-star match, then that's great. I don't need a bunch of build-up. Sometimes if you want to build them up, because they haven't used Oba, they've had to use videos the last 3 weeks. But other than that, it's not that hard to write these things. I could show you many of, just in the state of Georgia, many of people who write these independent shows that come up with the most crazy, best stories you can come up with, and they're so simple. They say this talent is really good at this. This talent is really good at this. Well, the story that's going to tie them together is this, and then all of a sudden you look, and we've got a 6 month storyline where they're fighting over not even a title, and it's one of the best stories you'll ever hear.
And I believe SmackDown's going to be the ones that benefit from Oba because he wasn't on Raw. Which
They keep saying he's a free agent and he's not officially on a show yet. So I think they're still trying to figure it out. But for his sake, SmackDown's a good home right now.
Well, Evans is your Raw dude, so I feel like Oba's going to be your SmackDown. Now, what they're going to do with Royce Keys, I'm not 100% sure, but to be honest with you, I think they're going to start him off in NXT.
I would.
He's going to spend some time down there.
He could kind of take over Oba's spot down there as like the resident monster big guy.
And I did see something. I don't know where this has nothing to do with the Raw, or Raw or the Royal Rumble. I did see something where it might have been a poster or just some little, I don't know what it was, but it had Seth Rollins, a big Seth Rollins, and to Seth Rollins' left was Austin Theory. To his right was Logan Paul, and in the middle was Ricky Starks. And that blew my mind because I almost feel like we called that.
I think you brought his name up, and I made a pretty good case for why he could be the next disciple. And I mean Ricky Saints. Let's not confuse people, but yeah. But see, that's the thing too. I was saying with Hobbs or with Royce Keys, if you really want to immediately break him into the NXT audience, him and Ricky know each other from AEW. Like, have them have a match out of the gate, and then you can put them their separate ways. I know Ricky's a champ, but just have him come in and have a balls out match with him, and NXT will go, we love him.
It doesn't matter if he's a champ.
No.
Royce Keys is already a made man. He came in strictly into the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So unless there's anything else on the men's Royal Rumble, we can move on to how the show started.
Congratulations to my tribal chief for winning, and we'll get into.
I wasn't happy about that.
His main event picked him. His main event picked him. He didn't pick his main event. Yes. Yeah. There's a thing about poking a bear, and this particular champion came out and swung a bat at him, basically.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about Roman Reigns. To me, this is Rhea Ripley all over. This is John Cena all over. This is Cody Rhodes all over. This man just had a 4 or 5 year run with the title. I am tired of Roman Reigns. I'm tired of Cody Rhodes.
That's the point.
I'm tired of all the. I want some new faces at the top because all it is repeat. Rinse,
the problem
repeat,
is they're not making new faces. They don't have enough of those new faces. Issue. So that's why we have to keep getting those people at the top.
New faces. They are making new faces. Mm-hmm. You have your Braun Breakers. You have your Logan Pauls. You have
Dom Mysterio.
You have what?
Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, Dirty Dom, who also did not make an appearance in the Royal Rumble.
He's not cleared. I heard that because I dug into it. He was good to come run around and come. I'm surprised he didn't come out and congratulate Liv at any point during the Royal Rumble. But other than that, I mean, they did it on Raw instead. Let me rephrase that. They hugged it out and celebrated on Raw. We got to keep it PG.
The way she jumped on him, they almost did it on Raw.
They might have.
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of Latino heat going on.
Yes. But the Royal Rumble opened up with Gunther.
The women.
Oh, yeah, it did open up with the women. Totally forgot about that.
I was surprised, but I was like, you know what? I want them to have their moment and set the tone for everything, because if it was anywhere else, it might have got kind of brushed over. So I thought it was a good spot.
And number one was, hell, I don't know. And I even watched the women's in time.
It started off number one and number two are part of a tag team.
That's right. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. That's right.
Charlotte and then Alexa, because you need workhorses. You need workhorses, and it was Charlotte's a good workhorse. Alexa's actually got some pretty good gas in the gas tank there too. So you need those kind of people. And then number three was Kiana James, and I have to give her flowers that she had a great showing. Like she had such a showing that I forgot Julia was even anywhere near there because Kiana
Yes.
took over and showed she can work.
Also, my favorite of the night was Soruka. I'm a Soruka fan. She was the Iron Horse also for the
She was
women. Um, that's a future superstar. She's going to be part of the
absolutely.
women's carrying it into the future. I love Soruka. She is probably top five in my opinion of my favorites. Top five my favorites. I'll say that
Okay.
because my favorite actually won the Rumble. That's my favorite female wrestler right now. My second
Can't
favorite,
disagree.
my second favorite's not in WWE. She's missed sorely. She's in AEW, and when she makes her appearance back, it will be great.
If
Sasha
it's,
Banks, man,
I don't think she's
Sasha's
coming
my
back.
my.
I don't think she's coming back.
I think it'll happen. It'll happen down the road.
I don't.
I believe it
I
will.
think
Why not?
I think WWE shoved her across the bridge and lit it on fire, and she threw gas on it. And I'm
Her
not
her and
and I
Dom, her and
and I'm
Trinity
not saying
walked out
she's
the
wrong.
same way.
I'm not saying she's wrong for what she did. I actually took her side and Naomi's side in that whole thing. I thought they
But
were
that's what I'm
absolutely
saying.
in the right to do it. And I
Remember
don't
her and
think, oh well they messed up because of this. No. I look, if I when I meet Miss Monet, if she wants my take on it all, I am 95% in her corner on that because I understand the 5%, so I'm not going to play dumb that it was completely stupid by WWE. I get what they were trying to do. They tried to call the bluff. The only problem was that those ladies weren't bluffing.
But my thing is, they welcome Trinity back with open arms. Why would they not Sasha? I understand that.
He's he, because Mr. Trinity is a made man.
But
It
yeah,
helps.
yeah, but Sasha
It helps.
is Sasha might be your biggest female star in wrestling right now.
And you could make that argument. You
I've
100% could make
never
that
seen
argument.
she is the women's version of the Ultimo Dragon. If you remember back in WCW days when he had 9 belts, he had every belt. She at one time had every women's title that you could get, with the
He
exception
had them.
of WWE. Huh?
He had all the women's titles.
But no, she did. I'm talking about she's the women's version. Ultimo had every single cruiser title that was
Sure,
in existence.
sure. But I would argue too that in an era when it's not popular to have multiple belts and multiple promotions, that she has made it popular and made it special. Um,
That's what I'm saying.
I
She's got to be
I
your
would,
biggest female
because back
superstar.
then you see it, and even on the indie scene. I mean, I have friends in the wrestling business, in the indie scene, that there'll be this champion here and the mid champion here and the tag champion there, and a lot of times that kind of stuff. But like she's doing it at a time when it's really special, and I will give her all the credit for that. Is like I said, it's not. It's popular to have two or three, but she had like what 10 or 12 at the same time, and that's just crazy.
She was the women's champion for every wrestling that wasn't NXT or WWE at one time, which
She's never been the top
TNA.
women's champion at AEW. She had the mid title.
She's never been the top women's champion. Oh, I thought she had
No,
the top one.
I look, and truth be told, I was not the world's biggest Mercedes Monet fan for the longest time until
She was my girl.
I got over my own self and actually looked at her matches and looked at how good she is and how she works. And that's when I turned the corner on it and I said, she's just that good.
You know who
And
her favorite wrestler is, don't you?
it's not the Impact, but it's I think it's Shawn Michaels, isn't it?
Eddie Guerrero.
Guerrero. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I knew it was one of those. and she's a big Guerrero fan for sure. But like I said, she just and honestly, when she's went for the main title, the people that have beaten her, it completely baffled me that they would let them have clean victories over her. Like
But
for the first like 2 or 3 years, she didn't lose in AEW. The first
there's
time
only
she
been
lost
five.
was when the current champion beat her, and I was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen."
There's only been five women champions since it came out in 2019, so that's very impressive in
What
AEW.
AEW?
Yeah, you had Rio, followed
Rio.
by yeah Rio, followed by Nyla Rose,
Yep.
followed by Akira Shida,
Cheetah.
Akira Shida, and then
Hikaru Cheetah. Yeah.
Dr.
Dr.
Britt
Britt Baker.
Baker, and then Thunder Rosa.
Oh, there's been more since then.
Oh, it was vacated after that. My bad. Tony Storm,
Tony
Jamie.
Tony Storm had it for like a
Oh yeah,
year and a half, and then she dropped it
I
to Chris
overlooked.
Statlander.
It was vacated for a long time. My bad.
Well, they backdated it. What it was, Thunder Rosa got hurt and she wasn't getting medically cleared and she wasn't healing properly. So at some point they finally just had to take the title from her. They didn't want to do it, but they
Tony
finally
Storm
took it
got it
from
on
her.
September.
And
Yeah.
then they backdated it the way like MLB will go, well, he got hurt on Friday, but we put him on the disabled list the following Friday, but it's retroactive from last week. And so that's kind of what they did. It really was only vacated for like a month.
Okay.
But then
Tony Storm. Yeah.
Tony Storm is the only one right now other than Mercedes that I would argue might be the best in wrestling.
She's the
From what
four-time
she's
champion.
doing, yeah, what Tony Storm is doing with her character work and everything is just a masterclass. If you're trying to be a Hollywood actress, if you're trying to be a professional wrestler, watch what Tony Storm is doing with these incarnations of her character, and it's just unreal. You can't teach that kind of stuff.
Do you mean timeless Tony Storm?
She's past that already, but yeah,
But that's what she
yeah.
calls herself, timeless Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, and that's she just
Okay.
jumps different
Now
eras
we're talking
and just
about
she'll come out every other week with something different, and it works.
we done got into AEW now just
We
because
did. I miss talking
um
AEW. I get to talk a little bit on the other show, but I used to do a show just like this with AEW, and I miss doing that show.
what happened to the guy? Y'all just don't have time to do it? Understandable. Um
Without getting into the
so
weeds of it, yeah, basically scheduling. We both have very conflicting schedules,
that's tough, yeah.
and I can't even get into some of the projects I know he has coming because they're not public knowledge yet, but they're going to be very fantastic on a local level very soon.
Okay, okay. So the you mentioned Julia's tag team partner. I
Kiana,
mentioned Soruka. Those two stood out. Roxanne had a nice little thing there.
she did.
The seeds were planted for the Roxelle Rodriguez
Yep,
and
Raquel,
Liv
and yep,
split up. They were
yep.
because Liv threw her out. And then on Monday Night Raw, we'll get ahead of it a little bit. She told Liv, I don't need your help in this match. Don't come down here. And they came down
And
anyway.
she listened so well.
Yes, because she is the best. Liv is the best. She is by far my favorite.
I mean, I can't argue. I can't argue that one.
I seen Rhea Ripley get through out, and I sent you a message and said that is my favorite wrestler now. I can't remember who it was that threw him out, but that I can't remember. Might have been Charlotte. Might have been
You just said her.
Candice.
Nope, you
Oh,
just said her.
was it Roxanne or Rachel? Rachel.
It was Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay.
According to my notes, it was.
Yeah, it
Yep.
probably was. It probably was. So I appreciate that. I appreciate whoever threw out Charlotte Flair. That was a big one for me. She
That was Last
accidentally
Legend.
threw out her tag team.
We can't not mention Last Legend who put on a show.
Lash had a she showed out. She last showed out.
Like I said, I
Was
think
Nia Jax?
Alex.
Yeah, Nia Jax was there too.
Yeah, is it Alexander High School or something? I got to look it up. Last Legend, no joke, like Cobb County, like in our back door, in our back, backyard. She is a local.
Lash is around the corner. Yeah. Who else we got? Lash had a great showing. That's as long as she keeps herself together, she's going to be a big star. She's going to be a big heel.
Sure.
Um, I mean,
Chelsea
she's
did
already.
okay. She had a decent showing. You remember that Chelsea was there, but outside of Alba Fire saving her a couple times, which were the fun moments, those were the Kofi moments where Alba kept saving her. Outside of that, Chelsea almost got buried in this match, and it's not her fault. It's just they booked her completely dumb.
Yes, yes. They did a bad job. I felt like Triple H's heart wasn't in this Royal Rumble
I don't
because
know that he booked it.
the money was already paid. I don't feel like anybody's heart was in it because the money was already paid.
And
Um,
for the 147 people in attendance, I don't know if how much they liked it. Because you can try to show me all the fancy lights and everything, but there's more people in the picture behind me than were at that show. And
yeah,
I for a place that pays as much as they do for an event, I can't. But now, granted, remember this was late night there. This thing might have went off at like 1 or 2 a.m. their local time, so that maybe a lot of them just don't show up late to things like that,
or they're just not many wrestling fans over there in Saudi Arabia.
or they weren't invited.
There you go. Um, we got to get out from over there. I'm ready for WWE to
Good
quit
luck,
doing stuff over there.
good
I know
luck,
the
and I don't believe in luck.
money's talk. Money talks. Trying to think of anything else stood
There,
out
what WrestleMania is there in 27,
next
and
year. Yeah, WrestleMania is there
I
next
think
year.
there's something else later this year that's back over there. If I can't, if
Probably
I'm,
Crown Jewel every year is there.
I think so, which is
It's
fine.
getting
I
it's
mean,
getting
if you
old.
want to have that over there, but and good for them, good for Riyadh for saying, hey, our deal is that we get these events. You can you can shape them up, line them up however you want, but we get X amount of events, and we want at least one Rumble and one Mania. Good for them for doing that.
They paid $2 billion for that, so that's yours.
I can't
Um,
believe they passed on our offer to have them in Carrollton.
no, they call our money dirty money,
I mean, it probably was, but I mean,
but still, I didn't know what that was. Um, I mean, anything else about the Rumble? I mean, we already talked. Liv won; she
um,
deserved it.
I mean, how are we gonna forget my other pick? I said Chelsea, but how are we gonna forget that Tiffy Time did make her return? She is back. She had a pretty good showing there at the end. I'm not gonna mention one of the other returns because I don't really care about either one of them. I don't care if they're twins or
Yeah.
not. That's as much as
Oh
I'll
my
say there.
God.
I was like, you talk about a wasted pick. That music hit, and I said, what in the world? I mean, I come up with a dozen people that were on this roster, not even NXT, not even TNA, not even somebody
You
who
talking
had
about
come over from
Bree
AEW
Mo?
even. I was, yeah, that
My
hit, and
only
I
thing
said,
is
what are we doing? There's two picks that didn't need to happen, either one of them.
that that only makes sense if Daniel Bryan was attached to it. There was no Daniel
Maybe,
Bryan,
maybe
so
he called in a favor.
why was Bree Mo there?
Apparently, they're going to start going after the tag titles, according to Raw, from what they said, because they came out and wasted about 10 minutes on Raw to tell everybody that they're back and they're going to try to win the tag title. And I
You
was
know
like,
what?
I hope not, because if they do, then there's a 10-minute each Raw that I can just go do something else.
But I'm tired of seeing Rhea with it too, so it's a lose lose.
But no, shout out Tiffy Tom for coming back. We got sidetracked for a second. I will have to say JC Jane had a pretty good showing. The incumbent
Yeah,
NXT champion right
there was
now.
a couple
She
NXT
showed that
females that had good
she's
showings.
pretty close to being able to hang or get called up. I keep hearing maybe she will. I don't know what it'll do to her faction. She has one of the best factions in NXT. It'll probably
Yeah,
break that up, and unless they
why
find
not
a
bring
new
them
leader.
all up? Why not bring them up with you? You know what?
If
We
the
get a
other
boo.
two are good, but they're not where she is right now.
You know what? We get a boo, guys. Everybody, we apologize. We did forget to mention somebody. Um,
Really?
from the men's Royal Rumble, the original
Oh, the
Americano,
OG, the
yeah,
OG.
made
We
his return. How did we forget? How did we skip over that?
Well, I saw it. I mean, I was looking at because we get El Grande, and then we get the original El Grande, to which even what was it, Wade Barrett or whoever was at ringside was like, "What is this?" I don't think he was looking. You can like you can hear him like moving papers around. I said he's looking everywhere. Like, what in the devil is this? I don't understand what's going on right now.
I was
But
happy to see him back.
apparently that's how they're going to bring that guy back. Is he's going to be the
And
because I think
hey,
what he showed up on Raw too,
he was
didn't he?
on Raw as well. And he's in great shape.
He's ripped, just ripped.
Okay, then original.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I just
he's
wanted to touch on
almost
that because you were talking about groups.
he's almost on an original. I mean, he's almost on an Olympic level. He's so ripped.
Yes, yes.
And I'm sure if
I
he
like
saw
what you
this
did there.
show, his response to us talking about him on this show would probably be, "Thank you."
That guy. Let me go
And
back. I'm
honestly, if
trying
you
to
guys
pull
don't
this
get
up
our
right
subtle
here.
mentions, then this may not be the show for you.
Yes.
But yeah,
Where
I,
is?
I
Here we
I
go.
I
Let me
agree
look
with that. The OG came back. Um,
I'm looking at these names, see if anybody else jumps out.
that's what I'm doing now.
Lyra was just washed over, as was like you mentioned, Kalina Jordan. I like her a lot.
Kalani, yeah,
Kalani, yeah. I'm excited to see her up
yeah.
brought up. She's an extremely attractive young lady. Um,
Good luck fighting for her. You don't know who the Mister is there, do you?
Let me look right quick. No, bro, that's Bobby Lashley's, right? No.
No, he currently holds the title in WWE. He's one of the ones we said got snubbed out of the Rumble.
Oh, you know what?
Him.
All right then,
I'm
bro.
talking about him.
You know what? Can Carmelo, I'm gonna let you know. I like you, so I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna leave her alone.
And I'll help you out too with I'll help you out too in case you ever try to go Last Legends way and you can't
I,
whoop
I
that
don't like
that
Last
Mister.
Legend.
You can't
I
whoop
don't
that Mister. So
whoop that trick. I don't like Last Legend. I don't find her attractive.
Trick and Lash. In fact, I believe over the Christmas holidays, and we're just sidetracking again. I believe he put a ring on it. So
That
uh,
explains why
doesn't
he
it?
is on SmackDown.
So is
And
he.
where's Carmelo? Is he on Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown. SmackDown.
That means Jordan
He's
will
the
be on SmackDown as well.
wait. He's the U.S. champion, right? They finally gave the U.S. championship to a United States guy. Normally, the Intercontinental is where the American people are, and the U.S. title is all
Goes to
foreigners.
Canadians and stuff. Yeah.
Mello's like from Boston or something. It's like that's like the first American guy to be the U.S. champion in like years. But let's see. Looking in the women, um, Becky had a pretty good run there for a minute. I'll give her that. But then to tie it all together, because we know Maxine and Natty are going to eventually have this little program, having Becky Lynch, who is in the Maxine story arc already, having Natty throw Becky out, ties all three of them together. And also, did you notice Becky come down and she had her belt and she goes to hand her belt to one referee and looks at her and turns and hands it to a
Yeah.
different referee instead.
Yeah.
Jessica
That was
Carr
that was
was
one that
trying to
she's been
take the
having.
title from her, and she's like, "Nope."
That's the one she's been having beef with, and I like that she watered that seat.
She
That's
did.
why Becky is as good as she is because she never like for any of us that just like us, we both noticed that.
Hmm.
We see that. Anybody that didn't know what's been going on would have been like, "Why did she do that to her?"
Yeah, that's weird.
So
Then you're like, "Not
yeah,
really."
yeah. So that was
but
a
Becky Lynch is the best women's wrestler on the planet. I mean, just ask Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report, and if that's not good enough, ask her. She'll tell you.
she will tell you. Mm, okay, so Liv wins that.
Yep. Yeah. Everything else kind of got glossed over. Like everybody else, just. I mean, I'll be honest. Rhea didn't even have that great of a rumble. She got eliminated in the middle of it. She was the 17th. No, she was.
22nd. She was
Yeah.
the 22nd entrant,
Yep.
and she
And
was the
she got.
sixth
Well,
two out.
she made it to the final
Five.
five. The final
Yeah.
five. But it still was kind of uneventful. There wasn't that many great moments. I enjoyed the women's rumble though. I have no qualms with any no problems whatsoever with the way anything went outside of the few waste of picks and things like that. I thought it was really good. I thought all the people involved, including the people outside the ring, everybody did everything they were supposed to do, and it went off as a great match.
Just to give you an idea of what WWE sees as the future of women, Tiffany was your 29. Obviously, Liv Morgan won. 28, So Ruka.
Yep.
27, Raquel.
Yep.
Your last four were Raquel, So, Tiffany, and Liv.
And your top five included Rhea, who's your current basically queen on the throne. So it was not a baton toss, but it was a little bit of a nod, like I'm not ready to give it up, and you're going to have to come take it from me. But here's the next ones you should be watching.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
let's see what happens from here. So that was followed by
Well, we all
was
saw it
it?
coming, but
Yeah.
it still was a moment. Like it was an emotional moment. Even though
So
we saw it coming a mile away, it made all the sense in the world
and
knowing that AJ Styles' last WWE match, and I'll keep it there. I've read more since. I do have an update on it, but
yeah, I have a little something to say
watching it,
about it as well.
it was it was like when I was reading Eddie Guerrero's autobiography. By the time I was reading it, he had already passed away. And so I knew the end of it. So you're reading this story knowing where it's going. There's only one place it's going. There's no argument. There's no, oh, there's a creative thing they're going to twist, they're going to do. No, you knew at the end of it, Eddie Guerrero's not there. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't, like, he didn't finish the book because he was writing it when he passed away. So, you know, like in this case, we know that was the end for AJ Styles. We were 100% sure of it. We were dead on with it. And
And
it made the
the
most
way
sense ever. It has turned Gunther into one of the biggest, most hey, I would say he is almost on Muhammad Hassan level of just people boo him out. I feel so bad for Hassan. He could have been a star, and
yeah.
they went too far with it, and he basically had to go into hiding. He's like a principal now. But it was a great match. AJ still is on 100% level, as we always thought he was. Gunther had to dig deep because AJ was giving it to him. He made him earn it. But
The way they ended
I
it
thought
was
it was
how
I thought it was great.
every is how I felt like John Cena should have ended. You shouldn't tap out. You
Cena's
make
made sense
him,
with the
yeah, you
that
make
that that
him put
that's a
you to
Cena thing.
sleep. Yeah.
Cena was
And
like, oh, okay, this is my way of saying, okay, it's good to check out now. I'm doing it on my own terms. See, so many people
I
kept arguing with me.
still didn't
They
like
kept
it.
arguing that they're like, oh no, AJ's got like a whole year. I was like, no, he doesn't. His contract is up in February, and you guys think he has this lengthy tour. I said, what if he's been on it this whole year and you didn't know it? Why not pull the rug out from under everybody and say, there he goes?
So when he went to sleep, I like how they woke him up after, and he's like, "Wait, what's going on?"
Hey, what happened?
Yes.
It
So
was great.
here's what I think is going to happen. This is what I think the future is. So today he made a trip. Him and one other person made a trip to the WWE headquarters. they're in the process of signing him as a backstage guy or a possible on-screen GM. It just so
Yep.
happens that the NXT has lost their GM. They
Yep.
have
She didn't
a
renew her contract.
That's right, and she's gonna go do stuff with her dad and stuff. She wants to get into acting. Um,
Yep.
so AJ taking over NXT makes so much sense in the manner of what he could do with
Maybe.
those young kids.
Yes, but yeah, that's what I had heard was that he was going to be in more of a mentor and maybe commentary role doing that kind of stuff. And I was like, that's pretty much what I said he was going to do. I just thought he was going to do it on more of a localized Georgia level. Instead, apparently he's going to do it NXT, and I think that's great because there's some guys in the area that I think you could see sooner rather than later in NXT. And I think having a Georgia indie guy in such a position at NXT is only going to help the scene around here because he's going to go, I'll give you 7 or 8 names right now of people. You better pick up the phone and ask them before the other guy does. There's some people I bet he pulls over there from Georgia because he's going to be able to vouch with them and go, he can go toe to toe with me. He's better than me. He's better than me. You should bring him in.
And under a WWE contract as a backstage and whatnot commentary person,
Producer and
he
yeah.
could he could still go to TNA and wrestle. So he could still have his going out. Plus, he'll be able to spend more time with his family. He's not going to be on the road
Mm-hmm.
seriously like he was as a wrestler. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
do all these side shows. He can be missing for a little bit, and it won't be a big deal. Um,
For one,
so
NXT centered around Orlando. He lived in Orlando for a long time. He made a living out of Orlando for a long time. It's not like he doesn't know the area. And you reminded me of something when you said something right there. This is why TNA should answer my email that will be sent just after this show, and B possibly yours that will be sent just after that. TNA is going to be in town for 2 days. One live taping on a Thursday, I think, and the other a pre-tape taping for the following Friday. Where they're taping up by the airport is not that far from Gainesville, Georgia, the home of AJ Styles. But he show up at that TNA taping? Boy, TNA,
he
if this
will.
doesn't help sell tickets, then I don't know what will. You
He
should go to
will.
the TNA tapings because AJ Styles, I would be willing to bet, might be in the building. You might not see him on camera. I'd be willing to bet he's in the building.
But yeah, it was a good match.
And so I will tell him hi for you.
AJ lost. We know. Gunther has somebody else. So
You want to know
Gunther
where
got
Gunther's at
attacked by
on a
Dragon Lee.
level of? I was about to say, you want to know where Gunther's at on a level of heel is um I had a church function on Monday, so I did not watch Raw live. I went home and watched it. But on my ride home, I was probably 10 minutes from being home. My brother, big wrestling fan, getting closer to the level of wrestling fan than I am, but he texts me and he says, "Hey, are you watching Raw?" And I said, "No, no, I'm almost home. I had a church thing that I went to." And he goes, "Well, I'm not watching live either. I'm a little bit behind the live feed." He said, "But you have got to see the top level troll job that Gunther is doing right now on Raw." He said it is otherworldly. It is
Dude,
epic. And I was like, okay, so I'm thinking it's far into the show. No, it's like the third segment. The third segment. All of a sudden, AJ Styles music hits, and who comes out? Gunther.
yeah,
And I was like, oh man, whether he come up with this or whether they put him up to it in the back, I said, this is other level for him. This is great.
yeah. It was he's becoming they took away some of the steam by letting Jey Uso beat him, especially by letting Jey Uso put him to sleep. How are you gonna let
That was
this
the weird
man
thing.
beat him with your own? He must
Yeah.
have pissed somebody off in the back. So okay, so I mean that is what it is.
He
In
must
the
have
last
said
match,
he must have told Triple H like Motorhead's overrated, which is completely wrong. but he must have seriously like kicked his dog or something because it was crazy.
Triple H, for the record, he's saying that that's not a true fact. Please don't get us canceled.
Oh, he knows that. Hey, Motorhead, let me all day long in this house. We're good.
Um, so the last match of the Royal Rumble that we're going to talk about, we've already talked about the
Yes,
Rumble, was Sammy and Drew. Was a good match.
one of us predicted the winner and the other one did not. And I'm not doing it to shake it in anybody's face, but there, in the same way that there was no way AJ Styles was winning, I felt there was 100% chance that Sami Zayn was not going to win this. It made no sense in the timing and everything,
I beg to
and I
differ.
just he can still chase it and he can still have his WrestleMania moment. And who knows, this could be a rematch at WrestleMania. I don't know, but
I won't be interested
as
at
far as
WrestleMania.
when, as far as I hate it that it was in a place where he was so loved and so beloved over there. But WWE has a long history of the hometown hero not winning at all.
Yeah, yeah. This match was it was decent. It was good. Sammy did a Sammy match. This was a match that could have been a main event at Raw. This could have been a main event at SmackDown.
Could have been.
It it was an okay match. This was I'm gonna be honest with you, I just clicked throughout it. Remember, I wasn't able to see this match live. I clicked,
Yeah,
watched a little bit of it, clicked ahead a little bit, watched a little bit of it again, clicked ahead a little bit, watched a little bit of it again, then clicked ahead a little bit more, and noticed that I passed the ending. So I had to take it back some to kind of see how it ended. Um,
it was still good though. I give it to them. They gave us the best match that they could in that spot with the way everything was. To me, this looks like Drew and Sammy were in the same spot as Drew and CM Punk were last year or 2 years ago when just they're kind of tired of facing each other and constantly being against each other. So they just kind of gave you the best they can, no, kind of looking around like if we give you the best overall match that we can we stop facing each other?
hopefully they are done facing each other. Um, Here's a couple other questions though. I'm gonna ask a couple questions, then
Okay.
we can move on to Raw, and then we can go ahead and end this. Um, why was Solo overlooked so heavily in the Royal Rumble?
Oh, there's another one.
Why
Yeah.
he was number three and then threw out as the third person? It was why
Well,
was
well, Oba cleared the ring for people who don't know.
yes, he
Oba
did.
cleared out
Yes, he did.
Braun and then Solo, and then Solo and Ray were both in there at the same time, Ray Mysterio, and then he threw both of them out. And then Rusev come out, and then Matt Cardona come out, and he cleared the ring of that. So at one point we were six people in, and only Oba Femi was in the ring. That's where
Um,
they want to put Oba. Now
so
then
yeah,
it started to
he's a
stack
big
up
guy.
because Damian Priest gave him everything.
So why were none of the whites in it? Why was none of Solo's group in it?
Wasn't any room.
Um, there was Mr. Iguana, La
You
Parca.
you had to have some AAA guys in there because it's a territory for them, basically. And those are probably the two most recognizable people. You can't have the other champion guy. I forgot his name. The one Dominic beat. Um, the Viking warrior guy. I forgot his name. He's really good, but he's really small. It wouldn't have worked.
Well,
But you had to have some people in there.
Instead of Dragonov, why not Hayes? That's your champion. Like I said,
Yeah,
I don't like the
I agree with that
way
one.
the last 10 they got right. Logan Paul, followed by LA Knight, followed by Brock Lesnar, followed by The Miz. Ray Phoenix, I'm so on Ray Phoenix. Jay Uso, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Penta, Randy Orton, and Gunther. And I'm so on Penta. Um, I'm ready for Ray Phoenix and Penta to get together and take over the tag team. Let's quit
And
letting these guys have single runs.
and I liked that I was never fully behind thinking that Cody might win this, but when Cody come out number 11, and I went, why is he so early in this? Is he gonna iron horse his way all the way to the end of this? And then, hey, we at least we know who the next competitor for Drew is because Drew McIntyre found a way to get Cody Rhodes out of it and was dying laughing. And I was like, that is now my favorite moment in this entire Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah, but Cody also threw out LA Knight, so I wonder if that's going to lead to something.
Yeah,
Um,
Cody threw out um
LA Knight, he threw out Brock Lesnar, he threw out
Trick
Trick Williams,
Williams.
and that's it.
Yeah, okay.
So on Raw, it started off with Braun Breaker coming out there and just demolishing stuff. So mad, so mad.
He
Said,
he looked like he was trying to fight back a grin, but he also had that like I said, this wasn't wrestling gremlin face. No, this was Big Papa Pump just found out somebody stole his gym bag and somebody's gonna die. He
yeah, and he
had
wanted the
the
Adam
the
Pierce out there now, and
and Pierce was
um,
like, maybe in a minute.
well, he sent a whole bunch of security guys out there in front of him. So when all the security guys come out and Adam Pierce comes out and Braun Breaker steps out of the ring, what happens? LA Knight comes in and smacks everybody with the chair. And then you
Yep.
see Braun Breaker turn around and he's just like,
He's just
it's
like,
like he
this
almost
again? I
threw
can't
his
leave
hands
for
up
two
like, what's
minutes,
going
guys.
on here?
And
And
now I
so
do like
Heyman
that.
goes,
I think it was Pierce that started saying, "Hey, you want me to tell you who the hooded guy was? Well, I've got to pull a Paul Heyman here and go. I honestly don't know who it is. I kind of like to know
he said,
myself, but if you slow it down and look at some of the photos there, Braun, maybe you should turn around and look at the people behind you because it kind of looked like a couple of them. In fact, the last time a hooded attacker was out here, it was Austin Theory who's standing beside you, and you see him turn around,
yeah.
and
And then
Austin
he turned
Theory's
and
like,
looked, and
"Hey,
Austin,
hey, hey,
yeah,
whoa,
me.
whoa, whoa,"
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
Logan,
So
even Logan's like, "Guys, let's not do this here."
something we didn't mention. We'll run it back again.
Yeah. Oh, here, how about this? We talked about Carmelo Hayes wasn't even on the Royal Rumble at all. How about the Raw champion CM Punk was not even in town, didn't even go to the show, I don't think.
He said there was no reason for me to be there. Um, what
Should have
about
been, but
Brock
he wasn't.
Lesnar? Brock Lesnar coming out with Paul Heyman at the Royal Rumble. We didn't even mention
Well,
that.
flip that around. Because think about when that happened. At the time,
Oh, it was right after
because
LA Knight was kicking everybody's ass.
was throwing all of them out. Yeah. All of a
So
sudden, Brock Lesnar comes out, and here comes Mr. Penguin there waddling to the ring.
yeah.
I don't think he's trying to recruit him. I think he's just trying to take the high ground and go, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on over here, but I want to be anywhere but near Braun Breaker right now, who's probably destroying the backstage area, and anything else that's not nailed down. And if he's going to come out here and wreck stuff, I'm going to be behind the other biggest dog in the yard.
So Paul went and found Adam, and he tried to get a job, tried to get a match between Braun and LA Knight.
And he said, nope.
And yep, he said Braun. I don't even want Braun being in the building. He says, or he says LA Knight is already busy in a match. It was against Bronson, wasn't it?
Bronson Reed. Which
Yeah.
is the crazy thing because how did Heyman not already know that? Because it was one of the first announced matches. Like when Raw first started, or like beforehand, I saw that those two were going to face off long before I even saw the show. So it was an announced match.
Well, maybe he was just trying to get it changed because of
Maybe.
what just happened. There
But I
was
keep telling you, the way the whole Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker thing is kind of a lot like Steve Austin McMahon. Not as far as similar storyline, but an authority figure versus everybody who thinks he's the next guy up, or the way they're doing it. I told you the chase for Bronson. I keep calling him Bronson. The chase for Braun Breaker is going to be way better than if he just
if it had been
waltzed
gave
into
to
a
him.
title match.
I agree. That's why when he wins the title, it's going to be bigger.
Oh yeah, same with
Um,
Dom.
yes, yes. Speaking of Dom, Dom comes out. He's doing a whole little talk. Dom's being Dom, and he wants to give the recognition to his mamacita, Liv Morgan, for winning the Royal Rumble. She comes out and jumps in his arms, and um, so who came out after that?
I mean, it was an emotional moment as well. There was another good emotional moment there. It just
Yeah.
so many people wish they were Dom Mysterio for the first time in their life. There was
uh,
a lot of people at ringside like, hey, you could see them. There was a lot of just emotion at ringside.
they stopped booing him.
Yeah,
They did. Um, the night ended with Roman Reigns coming out there saying he's not sure who he's going to pick. And he was talking to the crowd. He was asking the crowd, "Who do y'all think I should pick?" Drew
and they made it
McIntyre, and
easy.
then he heard boo, and then he said CM Punk, and they went crazy. And he was like,
And
"Okay,
it was like,
okay." And he,
huh,
yeah, and he's I'm gonna go to SmackDown, and then CM Punk's music hits. CM Punk comes out there and pretty much tells him, "You're not making your choice. I'm telling you now. It's me versus you."
yep,
Roman
he chose
told
them.
him because it was just like a whole thing of he called him a part like Punk called him a part timer, and Roman's like, "You were gone for 10 years. I
Yeah,
carried this." It
the
was
two like, well, that's what I told you is that Roman come out and was cutting such a just killer promo, and then he's interrupted in the most Punk-like fashion by Punk, who is cutting one over the top of him in just great promo. And then they started interceding each other and really going at each other, and it ended up being one of the best like toe to toe battles there's been in a long time.
yeah. But yeah, that's how your Raw ended. It was great. Nobody got throwing punches, letting us know that unless something dramatic happens on SmackDown, if Roman goes there just to talk to Drew, I just
I
don't
don't think
see
he will.
nothing changing. But hey, watch tomorrow night SmackDown to kind of see what does happen. That's my wrestling catch
Well,
up of the day.
Well, we you kind of already did it a little bit the episode before this, but real quick, let's kind of book the elimination chamber as far as it's probably going to be SmackDown. You kind of already hinted towards some of them before, but if it is Drew,
Sammy,
in fact,
it's gonna be Sam. So is the champion gonna be in the match, or is this to see who's going against the champion? We could do
let
two.
let let's just do six that are in it, and then we'll pick one of the six that are the fringe person, where either Drew's going to be in it. I
Okay.
don't think they want to take the title off of Drew. I think he's going to go into WrestleMania as the champion. So I think it's going to be six people in the chamber, and the winner gets Drew.
Okay. So you got Sammy,
Mm-hmm.
Cody, Trick, Sammy, Cody, Trick, Randy,
Yep.
Jacob Fatu,
Okay.
and Damian Priest.
Yeah. Or Solo. One of the. It's probably Damien, but because you need
And
more good guys, because it's going to be a good guy to go against Drew.
and that's going to be and Damian Priest will be the oddball. Either Damian or Jacob will be the oddball out if it's going to be
Drew.
Drew in there.
But the only
Now,
reason I say that Drew would be in there is because if Drew's in there and Drew wins, then he eliminates all five of them from contention, in my opinion. That's why I think he's gonna basically get his path to WrestleMania, and the winner of that is gonna get a piece of Drew, and that way it qualifies one of them.
you know what? Oba's that sixth guy. Why would he not be in Elimination Chamber? He's going to be on SmackDown. What are you doing with him if he's not going after the title? He threw out the first five guys that came in.
He was on Raw though.
I feel like he's going to be on SmackDown.
I mean, he was on Raw this week.
What do you do?
He destroyed the Viking Warriors, both of them.
That he did. I remember that. That's right. That's right. Yes,
And
he
they're
did.
they're equally as big as he is, and it didn't matter. It looked like a gorilla that was just playing with his food, and those are big guys.
Yes, they are. I guess we'll see. We'll see because the
And
seeds
I
will
want to
start
know
getting planted
my my X
tomorrow night.
factor of this whole thing is to see. I want to see the Finn Balor story that leads up to WrestleMania, and I don't know if he's gonna like call it at WrestleMania or if they're lead. I want to see something because we've seen a new spark with him and he's ticked off and he's trying to do something, make a run or something. So I want to see where Finn fits into everything because right now he's not only the odd man out, he's like barely even on the train at this point.
Okay. We've had to have been doing an hour. What time are we looking at right now?
I think we're over an hour, we're closer to like hour 15, hour 20. I think we're not an hour and a half yet, but we're getting there. This has been a good investment to extend
Dude.
these shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we broke down probably more than people really wanted to know, but broke down as much as possible. There is a ton going on. Luckily, this week we finally get a little bit of a break. There is just a SmackDown and a Raw. There is not a PLE, and there is not a Saturday Night Main Event. So we just get two to talk about, and for now, these shows will still be either a Thursday or a Friday. We'll figure that out moving
Figure it out.
forward. But because we both
Yeah,
have
whenever
pretty
I
crazy schedules at times.
look for look for I don't know, look for more stuff from us.
Yeah, yeah. More content. Maybe we'll just throw up some random videos here and there on the channel. For everybody who, if you want to watch Daniel destroy people at video games, right there, Daniel Snyder 8361.
Find it. Here he goes. Where
What
my
is it?
fingers point.
Impact underscore media underscore to catch everything on the channel. Like I said, we're gonna post a lot more stuff up. There is a ton going up. Um, there's a ton going on here soon between, like I said, TNA is going to be in town, Raw is going to be in town in February later this month, TNA
It
next month, MLW is going to be next month, and I mean Georgia Wrestling Awards. There's so much wrestling and content that's going to hit this
hey,
channel among the other things we do.
there's just for the record, Raw is going to be in Atlanta the week of Elimination Chamber. So it's going to be Raw, SmackDown, then Elimination Chamber. That's how it's
Hmm.
lining up. So
What's
we're going to get
SmackDown
the
going to be then?
that's a good question. That could be a Savannah or Alabama or because no because Elimination Chamber is in Chicago. So
Okay, so it's
SmackDown's going to be
probably in like
somewhere up
Ohio
there.
or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Um,
that Elimination Chamber is going to center more around SmackDown. So
yes, yes.
okay,
Yeah, good call. Um,
that
but
makes sense.
like you mentioned, I haven't been streaming that much on my platform for, but the WWE 2K26, which is being released next month. It's already been pre-ordered. There was three different versions. You have the CM Punk version, which is the standard version. Then you have the Attitude Era version, which is a little bit better, which will have all your Attitude Era stuff. And then you've got the Monday Night Wars, which is WCW and the Attitude Era, and it's like everything. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to when that does get released, I'm going to be doing some stuff based off of it. Um, Baseball season's around the corner. So our Friday nights won't be happening because that's when the home opener starting is on a Friday night. So
Ooh.
we'll have to figure something out. But that's March 27th. That's so far away.
Trust me
Valentine's
though,
Day is around the
I
corner.
know on my side there's a lot of Friday stuff coming up.
Okay, I mean we'll find ways to make it happen. There was a minute there where we were doing it Saturday noonish, and we'll find something. Hopefully,
We'll
I'll
figure it
change
out.
jobs here soon, and I'll tell them
Me
if I
too.
do. Yes, if I do change
I will make
jobs,
that public. Me too.
I if I do change jobs, I will be making my own schedule. So I will make sure that Thursdays are my off days again. I might do Thursdays and Sundays. That's what I'm rooting for. Or it might be
Good.
Saturday, Sunday.
I'll over the summer I can drag you to a lot of fun shows.
Hey, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. But that's what's looking forward for us. Look forward to um more content. I'm going to be starting my own little YouTube thing. I might start doing. I had mentioned before that I was
Hmm.
going to do it with a buddy. I'd like to just get something rolling, just so I can look at a screen and talk to myself, and then send it out to y'all. So just be looking for stuff.
Yeah, and of course, whenever all that launches, we'll have all the links and everything on this one, so that people can easily bounce from one to the other and know everything going on. Because that's what we do here. We're one big community here at Impact Media, and all the affiliates and all of our friends, and whether we work together or not, we support our friends, and hopefully you support our friends too.
Yes. So yeah, that's why I look for all his stuff. Just because you watch WWE doesn't mean you can't tune into some of his crazy other shows. Hence I do, or else I wouldn't have been asking about the AEW guy. I'd noticed that you hadn't been doing it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to maybe revive that, or right now it just blends into the other wrestling show, but I would like to get that back going at some point. But we will. I got to be in talks with that because it might change.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
watch the Roof Man.
yeah. You're gonna go watch something about Santa or the reindeer or something. I think you said something about a guy on the roof. So he's gonna
Yes.
go watch about some information about a guy on the roof, and I'm gonna probably go eat some Cheez-It and call it a night. But if that's not exciting enough, I'm not sure what is. This has been another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. He's Daniel Snyder. I'm Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.